Whenever you donate money to a cause, or even when you pay your taxes, you hope that whoever you're giving your money to is spending it in a way that is efficient and effective and respectful of the donors. However, the Trump campaign has shown its donors time and time again that it does not respect them. Well, in a way, there is a caveat. It depends on how big of a donor you are, but even then, the argument could and probably should still be made that the money donated is not being well spent. Trump, the billionaire, whose entire public personality for decades has been how insanely rich he is, has been actively and desperately seeking donations from his loyal MAGA supporters, both to help fund his political campaign and to pay his mounting legal fees.
I am very humbly asking if you could chip in $5, $10, or even $25. I know that times could be tough, and they are tough under this horrible president that we have, crooked Joe Biden.
But then we see things like this massive party that Trump threw earlier this month for his big dollar donors, with his gratitude, of course. There were dancers, a violinist, and even a magician. If I found out that the money I had donated to fund a political campaign was given to a magician, I wouldn't be too happy. No offense to magicians, I guess. Then there are reports that Trump's wife Melania has a stylist who's been paid roughly $371,000 in consulting fees from Trump PAC money since April 2022. Some of the payments were listed as being for strategy consulting. That's a hefty bit of PAC money paid to an image consultant for a former First Lady who is rarely seen in public. The stylist earned $100,000 specifically during a 6-month period when Melania made no public appearances related to her husband's campaign. Meanwhile, the MAGA crowd can't get over how expensive everything is these days. I mean, the rest of us aren't happy about it either, but at least we're not giving what money we do have voluntarily to a known and proud grifter. But these revelations, the extravagance and the excess and the out-of-touchness, it's all taking on even more meaning in light of recent events. Following this year's Met Gala, a charity event that's come to be known as the biggest night in fashion, the people of social media have had enough of the uber-wealthy flaunting their wealth as the country grapples with historic levels of wealth inequality. Not only that, but given the current political climate, such a frivolous and vapid and expensive event was found to be not just tasteless and tactless, but altogether intolerable. Also, it just so happens that Israel unleashed a deadly barrage on Rafah on the night of the Met Gala, presumably during a time when they assumed most Americans would be distracted by red carpet arrivals. And so the Blockout 2024 movement was born, also known as the Digitine or digital guillotine. It started when TikTok star Hailey Bailey arrived at the Met Gala in a costume that was inspired by Marie Antoinette. She stood outside of the event, presumably having walked past swaths of pro-Palestine protesters, and filmed a TikTok video where she lip-synced over an audio clip saying, "Let them eat cake." So, in keeping with the spirit of the French Revolution, the people called for Hailey Bailey's head, her metaphoric head, which is her TikTok audience and her access to people and profit. The idea is that celebrities and politicians and influencers only make money when they have access to people's attention and money, so by revoking one's attention and making oneself inaccessible to leeching parties, they're cutting them off from a substantial stream of income and relevance. By blocking public figures, even if you don't follow them, the theory is that it will scramble the algorithm, interfere with ad revenue, and ultimately affect the individual's bottom lines. So now millions of social media users are blocking celebrities and influencers who either don't support the people of Palestine or don't use their platform to speak out against Israel's actions. When storming the Bastille and beheading a queen aren't actual options, this is a modern way for the populace to wield some kind of power, and it's supposed to be more sustainable than boycotting certain brands or canceling celebrities. We've seen from countless attempts and past experiences that people can only stay away from Starbucks for so long. Boycotting is not a reasonable or reliable long-term solution, and it needs to be long-term in order for it to have any kind of meaningful impact. For the record, I'm not saying that boycotting isn't worth it. I'm just saying a multi-pronged approach never hurts. Will the blockout yield tangible results? I think it's too soon to say right now, but people are hopeful and optimistic of its impact. Celebrities are already losing millions of followers because of it. In addition to the socioeconomic and political implications and intentions behind the blockout movement, It also very much speaks to a rejection of celebrity worship and celebrity culture. People are thinking more critically about the people they decide to elevate onto pedestals. Notably, celebrity worship is a big part of what drives the MAGA machine. Trump, ever the narcissist, feeds off of attention, and he's been grifting his most ardent admirers out of their money for years. I don't feel badly for them, and I can't imagine any of you watching this video do either. They're the ones who chose to deify a con man, and just like they've defended all of his actions up to this point, I'm sure that they will also defend the decision to hire a magician for a donor party. All right, that's it for me. If you got anything out of this, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out my podcast, Modern Context. Thanks.